COVID-19 cases in India have been below the 39,000 mark now for 5 straight days. Active cases are seeing an all-time low, lowest in 100 days. Yesterday we saw COVID-19 cases were in fact below the 30,000 mark for the first time in over 150 days. Now this is all happening despite the Delta variant and despite lifting COVID-19 restrictions across most parts of the country. However, there is a red flag and a big red flag. The question here is India testing enough? India, remember, had set a target, the government had set a target of testing 45 lakh people on a daily basis by the end of June. But well into August, those are our testing numbers. It's way below the target. We're testing on an average of around 17 lakh people, and this is the last 7-day average. In fact, if you look at how much we were testing a month ago, it's even lower. So tests have actually further dipped by in comparison to what we were testing a month ago. But the government has now cautioned that despite these low number of cases, states where the R factor is rising are now likely to see an increasing number of cases. So the government has essentially put out a list of states where the R is 1 or above 1, and the government has categorized these states to say that these are states potentially that could see an increase in COVID-19 cases. But is the overall India picture stable in a certain sense because of a dip in testing? That's the question that we're asking. And I want to go across. So we also have Dr. Romil Tikku, Director Internal Medicine, Max Healthcare, and Dr. Pinto also continues to be live with us. Dr. Pinto, first to you, how are you looking at these numbers? You know, many would say that there has been a sort of stagnation in terms of the COVID-19 numbers ranging roughly between 30,000 to 40,000 on a daily basis. And many had actually anticipated that by now our cases would have started to rise. So what explains this?
So to begin with, I think it's a great move forward to direct policy based on what you're actually seeing. So if you're seeing the R number rising in a certain place, to direct all your efforts at that particular place is a great move. So there is no one India, there is no one generalized picture. You look at individual cohorts and individual places where transmission is actually happening and direct your policy accordingly. Now, in terms of the total number of testing, I think that always needs to be taken into the context of your test positivity rate. So if there aren't enough people having fevers, for example, if there aren't enough people having symptoms, you wouldn't as a routine test these individuals, and your testing could be low just by virtue of the fact that too many people aren't having symptoms.
Okay.
The way you know that you are testing enough or not is looking at your test positivity rate. If your test positivity rate is really high, then clearly you're not testing enough. You need to test a lot more to pick up a lot more transmission in the community. So I think that's one of the points that we need to always take into context. The second question about, despite Delta being around, why are we facing lower cases? I think we need to remember that the Delta surge was pretty much what drove our second wave, as opposed to what's happening in the US now or the UK, which were naive to the Delta variant. They hadn't experienced the Delta variant yet. So it is possible that some of the dip in cases is happening because we have some degree of immunity to this Delta variant. That being said, constant surveillance needs to be in place to make sure that reinfections don't start happening, that vaccine breakthrough infections don't start happening. And I think surveillance is the key.
Dr. Tikku, which way would you weigh in? And, we're putting out this information on our screens right now. It's important information because this is what the government is forecasting based on the R factor. Where is the where COVID cases are stable, where they are rising and where they are anticipated to rise. But what, according to you, explains the plateau that India is seeing at a time when many had anticipated that our cases would actually begin to rise?
Well, I think that because we've been through a devastating second wave, and that was mostly due to the Delta variant. So a lot of people have been infected already, and there's some sort of immunity which we have. Even the sero surveillance surveys show that. And apart from the fact that post the second wave, we've had a lockdown, and also the vaccination is doing its bit, though we still have a long way to go, but we vaccinated more than 50 crore people already. So one shot also gives you some sort of protection. So everything put together is giving us some sort of immunity. As Dr. Pinto rightly said, we were the first country to go through this Delta variant, and it created havoc over here. And now we're still in the middle of a second wave. It's not over yet. But
Dr.
you can
Pinto,
see second...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Pinto, I want to bring you in, once again on the testing question. And the reason I asked this, and I know you said that people are not getting themselves tested because they're probably well and don't have symptoms, so they don't feel the need to get tested. But the government had set a target of testing over 45 lakh people on a daily basis, and this was a June end target. Well into the middle of August, we're nowhere close to that target. Our average is around 17 lakh tests a day. How important is it for random testing to be done in order to better be able to mitigate the possibility of a future wave?
No, I mean, that point is, of course, well taken. At the end of the day, you want to be one step ahead. You don't want to be reacting. So surveillance, where you look at community transmission in the absence of people coming forward, is always going to play an important role in staying one step ahead of the virus. I'm not sure where this targeted number came from, and what is the math or the science behind it. But if there was a strong rationale behind modeling, for example, which said that we need to do so many tests in order to stay ahead of the virus, we need to do so many tests so that we prevent the next big wave from happening, then yes, of course, we need to ramp up testing then.
Dr. Tikku, are you worried that we're not meeting our own set target, whatever the math behind it was, but the government had said that it anticipates to test at least 45 lakh people on a daily basis, and this was a June end target?
I don't think we need to go to 45 lakhs a day. We're doing enough. In fact, we're doing more than what we were doing prior to the second wave. Even if you look at the last few days, we've been on average for the last 1 week, we've done 17 lakh tests a day. I mean, in May, June, at the peak, we even went to 35 lakhs a day, which is good enough. And even now, with the positivity rate is less than 3% for the last 2 weeks. So we're doing enough. If you look at Delhi, we're testing 70,000 people in a day. And what are you getting? 50, 60 people are positive in a day. So the disease is at its low ebb right now. That's the fact of the matter. A lot of people have immunity. Testing more is required, but to an extent. And I think we're doing fine over there. We don't have to go overboard. What we should focus on is right now the vaccination, because vaccination is something which will take us through, but we're lagging a little behind, because we're doing about 50 lakh cases a day, but we need to go to 1 crore if we need to vaccinate 100 crore people by the end of the year. And that's where our focus should be right now. Testing is fine, but we are through that phase. Right now the focus is on vaccination and no vaccine hesitancy. More and more vaccines are required. Ramp it up to 1 crore a day. That's the need of the hour, I would say.
Okay.
We have enough evidence now that we have enough protection against Delta also with these vaccines which have been given authorization.
Well, I think that's an important point that you make, that we need to vaccinate more and more people, and we need to do it at a faster pace.